we've just spoken to Dane from Upway Tacoma, and he's given us all a nice ranking.
$32,000, a lot of money, Jim.
It is good.
For an AFL club, they'd be happy with it.
Bloody oath for a turn.
Yes.
No, you're very happy.
For a do.
JB, you don't have to go over the marks.
Duck's been given a D. Well, I'll tell you what happened in the marking. Firstly, Bill received his first ever A+ in the history of being alive.
At the age of 52.
I just rang my old man and said, Dad, you wouldn't believe this.
Duck received his first ever D. Not sitting that comfortably with him.
He's not happy.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you, what we did is we got up. I reckon I have conservatively, how many, Fat? I would have done 50 of them with you.
Do you reckon?
Where I've sat up and heard the same stories, and there's 3 of them, and I've got to the point where
you reckon I've only got 3?
Well, the 3 you mainly go with.
You're leading him into all the lies.
Duck, I could tell it myself. If he actually stopped breathing for any reason and had to go on a defibrillator, I could tell the whole story.
And each time someone sort of laughed, it gave him the confidence to
keep going.
to explore a little offshoot
You
somewhere.
know what that's like. If you get an early laugh, you go, well, I'll give them the whole lot here, and I'll add a little bit, and they laugh again, you go away.
So this is around Bill's back in the day of the footy show where every week you were sent out somewhere in the country to do the wheel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it took its toll.
I don't know how I'm still alive, to be honest.
Here we go. Upway Tacoma, the wheel.
Now, the wheel was the hardest thing in the world because I used to get pissed. And people used to say, gee, you used to act piss on the wheel really well. Let me tell you, I wasn't acting, Jim. Because I'll tell you what happens. You pull up here at Tacoma, Upway Tacoma, you pull up on the fence here. The Tigers, you pull up here on the fence, and at every club there's a nuffy. You know, the lift doesn't go all the way to the top. Some clubs have more than one, Jim. Old tea for you.
Oh, no.
I bet you he barracks at Collingwood. He doesn't, does he? Oh, no. Jim, get a photo.
You cannot believe that.
Oh,
You cannot
no,
believe
Jim.
that.
Jim. Anyway, they're very helpful nuffies, but it doesn't go all the way to the top, right?
Yes.
So I'd pull up at a fence, and I know it's going to be a big night because everyone's here. They want to have a drink. They're on national television.
Yes.
They can win the Ford Ute, all that. So I'd get there, and I'd sit in the car like you did tonight.
Yep, doing my work.
Bullshit, you sat there for an hour.
I did not.
Jim, you sat in the... Anyway, you sit in the car, I think I'll have a raspberry or a Red Bull to get me going. It's going to be a big night. And here's me new mate with a slab. He'd bought it at the pub when it opened at 11. He's had 14 cans. And he's got a can through the window. And I go, oh, here we go. So I have a beer with him. He tells me how good the ground is and who used to play there, how good the lights are.
Yep.
Oh, new club rooms, how good are they? And it'd be good when they're finished. And he said... Then we'd have a second. He let me out of the car, which is always good to get out of the car, and we'd shotgun the second one because that's what you do in the bush. So I've had 2 cans, Jim. I've only just left my car. This is why I wasn't acting piss, right? Then I'd walk up to the front door, and a couple of locals would be on the front door, Spanner and Shifter. So I'd have one with Spanner. And then I'd have one with Shifter, and they'd tell me this, oh, good club rooms, Bill, have a look at these, the ground, all that. So there's 4 cans. I go from the front door to the bar. I don't know anyone, Jim. I've had 4 cans. I'm going okay. And then you walk through there, and on the journey from there to there, I'd run into 2 blokes that should have been and could have been the greatest players ever. If only. If only old buddy, old Dopey, the big ruckman, he fell off the header. He was helping the old man one day and he fell off the header and he cut his foot off, so he's no good. He's limping around. And then his mate here, he's out spotlighting one night and he shot his foot off. So they both limp around. So I have a beer with him. So I've had 6. I haven't got to the bar yet. And then I get to the bar and there's some tattooed Dopey from some bikie gang. Anyway, so I'd have a few beers with them. We're going soon, Jim.
Both we are.
So So no wonder I'm pissed. I've had 8 cans and I've even got to the bar. Then you run into Knackers, who's a superstar of the club.
That's
he played 300 senior games, 200 in the reserves, cooks the barbecue on the Thursday night, was in charge of the footy trip money one year, and that went missing. That wasn't good, Jim.
No.
So I have a beer with him, and then the president comes up, and normally the president's a fat little dumpy bastard, right? Is Dane the president? He actually looks all right, Dane.
No, he's not.
You told us you're the president, you lying bastard. You say you're not even the president. Hasn't he taken all the honours tonight? Oh, yeah, president of the club, I do this, I do that. But normally fat little dumpy bloke, right? So he comes up in the piss pot of the club, and he's normally had 20 cans by now, but he's sober because he's got to get up and spin the wheel later on.
That's it, or live on television.
National television,
Yes.
Jim. So he's sober, so he's boring, to be honest. So I have a chat to him. Anyway, I get in the crowd, and I'm on the piss and carrying on.
What about his missus? The president.
Well, sorry, Jim, I forgot that, yes. How many times have you heard this story?
You forgot about her.
What happened to her?
The purple hair.
So the president's missus, Jim. She's in for a big day. She's been drinking cheap red wine all day.
That's it.
See it on her teeth.
Yep.
She'd been down to the local hairdresser and got her hair done grey, but also been to the local hardware shop and bought a new frock. So she's in for a big night.
You got there
you,
eventually.
Jim.
Nice, I like it.
Anyway, I'm on the piss carrying on. I am pissed by now because I'm out here talking to these blokes. Then we get up here and they go, Bill, we've got to spin the wheel. I thought, that's what we're doing. I forgot about that. Now, every footy club's got TVs, right? They're in the rooms. And the footy show crosses back then were live. And you and Gaz would be sitting back in the studio. And you know what you'd say? I'm standing here waiting, I'm pissed. And they go, hurry up, Bill, we're late. Now, it's not my fault you're late. I've been waiting for 2 hours to spin the wheel. And you blokes are talking about yourselves, fair dinkum. So anyway, I get here and the president hadn't had a drink, he's boring as batshit. The wife is crawling up the steps trying to get on TV. And you go, hurry up, make it quick. So I go, righto, mate, tell us about the club. He goes, oh, well, the Upwade Tacona Footy Club, we started in 1896. We missed a couple of years there for the Boer War and all that. And I got you blokes in here going, hurry up, fat, we're running late. So I go, good story, mate, but spin the wheel. So, anyway, this is his big moment. He's going to win the Ford Ute. He's going to win something for his footy club. It's on national television. So he spins it as hard as he can, right? So I step back. I'm behind the wheel by now. I'm looking at the back of the wheel and I think, oh, this poor bastard. He's got no chance of winning the Ford Ute. It's that well weighted tonight. He's got no chance. Because Ford only gave us 2 utes, Jim.
They did.
We gave away the first 2 utes in the first 5 weeks. They said no more utes.
That's it. The glass bowl.
So, hang on, Jim. So the Ford Ute's up the top. It's ticking towards the Ford Ute. Tick, tick, tick. Everyone gets excited. They think they're going to win the Ute. Goes past the Ute and he wins the Crystal Bowl.
Crystal Bowl.
Crystal Bowl, Jim. We had a lot of Crystal Bowls. We had that many. I used to take them with me. So I'd pick it up. I'd give him the Crystal Bowl like here. President, he'd give it to a couple of younger blokes in the club there. They'd smash the thing there. So I may as well not even spend the wheel, Jim. But it was fantastic. Some great places I went to. Every footy club was packed. They loved it. We had a great night. A lot of money, as you know, we were talking about tonight. Yep. It's very hard to make money for local footy clubs, but they'd have a great night. They'd run raffles, mate. We'd do everything. Big nights.
Bill,
nights.
There were times when we sent you out to joints. There's Thursday night.
Yeah.
We didn't see it on Monday.
Yeah. And that
is true.
No, that is true, Jim.
Very nicely done. Now listen. Couple of things we need to point out for some people that might just take stuff we do way too seriously.
That's it, Jim.
Firstly, there was never any waiting in the wheel.
No.
It finished where it finished. And don't worry, I know that because I was often sitting with a bloke who looked after the lady, beautiful lady actually,
Yes,
Lordo's sister, who looked after the till at the footy show.
Very much so.
And she was terrified of where that thing was going to end up. So there was no waiting of the wheel and probably a little waiting on your enjoyment out there, Bill. But it was...
I don't know about that one. Because, you didn't. You country footy clubs, you get out there and they all want to drink.
That's it.
And, mate, they were fantastic. It was great fun. Brian went out with me
Yeah,
a
I
couple of
did.
times, wasn't it, Brian? It was great fun.
Yeah, it's really good.
And Bill, you just a couple of times in that story, the president's wife.
Yeah.
That's one of your high points.
I know.
That's my favourite part of all your shtick. And
purple-
I actually promoted this to a couple of people standing next to me in that room. Wait till you get to the president's wife part of it, and you just skipped over it.
Oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm not quite there.
Purple
Jim had to
hair
bring
and
it
got
back.
the dress from the hardware store, Bill.
And you blokes are yelling it out from the bar.
That's where your best stuff comes
Oh,
from.
come
Fat.
on, Bill.
What are you doing?
Oh, I forget, Jim. I've got that much going on, and I had to lift it a bit because it started a bit quiet, so we had to get it up.
Did
and
you?
I.
Yeah.
So I had a lot going through my head.
Right.
Yeah. But a good night. Well done.